the beginning of chapter 3, God orders Ezekiel to eat the scroll. And remember, this scroll is filled with words of lament and mourning, but it says that when Ezekiel ate the scroll, that it tasted sweet like honey. This shows that although God's words may not always be what we want to hear, it is what gives us life. It is the best thing for us. Ezekiel is told that he will not be going to foreign nations to spread the word, but to his own people in Israel. And it speaks of the Israelites' stubbornness and how foreigners would be more likely to listen to Ezekiel than his own people would be. But God promises Ezekiel to give him the strength he needs to endure all of the oppression that he will endure for spreading God's word. It then says that the Spirit lifted Ezekiel up and he heard a great sound of praise. He was then carried to the exiles at Tel Aviv by the Kabar River, and he sat there silent for 7 days. Starting in verse 16, it tells us that Ezekiel is meant to be a watchman for Israel, and he is supposed to relay God's message to both the wicked and the righteous among the Israelites. He's supposed to warn of God's judgment to everyone. He's told that if he fails to spread God's message, then their blood is on his hands. At the end of the chapter, it says that Ezekiel will be bound in his house and made mute, and he will only be able to speak when God makes him speak. That way, his words only come from a divine source. Ezekiel chapter 4 is just a series of symbolic messages or signs that God tells Ezekiel to do. And so the first one is the brick and the siege. And so God tells Ezekiel to take a clay brick and to draw Jerusalem on it and then set it up with a miniature siege against it with like ramps and camps and battering rams. This, of course, symbolizes the Babylonian attack against Israel. Next, God tells him to place an iron pan between himself and the city, and this symbolizes an unbreakable barrier. After that, Ezekiel is ordered by God to lie on his left side for 390 days, and this represents Jerusalem's years and years of sin. Then he had to lay on his right side for 40 days to represent Judah's sin. Each day represents a year. During this time, he's ordered to only eat a small ration of bread, which is made from mixed grains, and this symbolizes the scarcity and the hardship that is coming. And God orders Ezekiel to cook this bread over dung, and this portrays the defilement that Israel will experience. He's also only allowed to drink a small amount of water each day.